start today's adventure. You are in the Iron Pike community. If you look up, you see buildings seemingly growing out of a ceiling, and then there are buildings on the sides. It all has this a bit like a fever dream of, as I said, mushroom houses and wizard towers, um, and like concrete constructions, but painted over with colorful graffiti. You have been given an old bunker where you spent the last night after returning from the ferry graves, together with Henk van Staal, who is the leader of the one of the three surviving members of the Redlander Scavengers, well, you can obviously do whatever you want. You can wait for a ferry from either Red Bear or Jade Baobab, or you can wait until the car battery is replenished. You can also, as always, in every settlement, you can carouse, if you will, which means you would have to spend 1 week of celebrating with the villagers. You could theoretically take a canoe and leave, but I mean, you're like the three auto wagons that you have, they are still on the beach. So what do you do?
My vote is for carousing and find, see what nuggets of information might leak out while we're drinking with people.
Nice.
How does Austin's feel about that?
He's not a fan. So Austin's is cleaning his weapons as always, and he shoots Hamish a look. Yeah, like as if drinking will help us finding the villages, the missing caravans.
Hey, listen, pal. Most of the best things I've ever done have come out of a night in the pub. More people have been saved over a glass of beer than have been saved by any level of negotiation or diplomacy.
What if they died while we were drinking?
Well, do you know where they are right now?
No.
All right, well, how are you going to find out?
I mean, we have the map, and he shows the map. The Gal Grass, we have something.
Well, if you say that that's enough, pal, I mean, the Gal Grass, but these Greenlanders, they pass by here as well, and it's going to take some time to maybe ferret out whatever's going on, and nothing lubricates a tongue like a bit of the old alcohol, or whatever they've got here.
Austin's looks at Nida for support. Like, say something. Help me.
Nida, should we find out more here, or do you want to go straight to the Galgrass? Because I'm easy either way. We're having a pint afterwards, though.
Hamish, I know how much you like to socialize.
I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, you are. You're a great hero. We all know this. Perhaps it would make sense. I mean, and at this point I look at Austin's and it's like, there's those villagers on the beach who are being menaced by things from the water. We could look into that. Or we could ask Swift to help us out, and we could go recon other areas. We can sit on a canoe. We can scout the shoreline with our scopes.
I like that, actually. While Hamish is drinking, we actually do the work.
That's definitely sounds like a plan that would sit well with Hamish. He drinks. He does the work.
I mean, honestly, Hamish is best when he comes in at the end and dispatches the last couple of opponents in a very heroic way, and then takes most of the credit for it.
I don't know why
That's
yeah.
Well, Umberto, he says, "Well, I join you guys."
of course you do, Umberto. You're the best.
Thanks.
I look at his 1 hit point.
He's still on 1 hit point.
It doesn't look like it. He's a stout, like 5'3" man with a big beard and a very ostentatious uniform. So you don't see that it's just 1 hit point.
Oh yeah. Metagame wise, I just thought you'd have leveled up by now.
You've got me thinking about the guy who's wearing the onion armor in Dark Souls now.
Mm-hmm. So just for the to get a visual idea, Puckett, could you describe Nida for a second?
Oh, she's wearing a very weathered cloak. She has very dark skin, dark hair. Her skin is very dark from sunlight. I mean, she's a woman who has not spent a lot of time inside, but she still has piercing eyes that almost stab out from underneath this cloak. And you can see various bulges on the cloak, which you know are weapons. And the bulges indicate that there are rather a lot of them, and that, well, some of them are quite large.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they look like the kind of guns that would kill you if you were just near them.
And I assume that your rifle is open for everyone to see, because I
Can't
assume
really hide that. It's too long.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is almost as long as Nida is tall.
And so there's also Austin's together with Hamish, and Austin's looks pretty special. He doesn't seem to have actual limbs. Instead, he has prosthetics, and a couple of them that he moves with some weird, levers and pulleys and leather constructions and so forth. And then obviously we have Hamish. So, Will, how does Hamish look like?
Hamish is a brawny man with a shaved head and a rainbow-coloured beard, and lots of scars and tattoos. And he is currently dressed in like khakis, boots, and I think at this point like a sort of tattered poncho over the top of his dryland weave armor, and he has a roguish smile and a great sword across his back, which is, when unsheathed, is incredibly strange. It is a fractal blade, and luckily he has some sort of scabbard that can hold a fractal blade, I suppose, across his back. Yeah, and a bone shotgun dangling from a strap across his shoulders as well.
And then with them in the room, what would Saffron do at the moment? I mean, there's the other members of the caravan. There's Vigo Brastich that you might want to talk to. There is Babeth, the wrestler, which is an aging, wrestler. Or what would Saffron do?
I think Saffron is down to go try to figure out the caravan stuff, but I think Saffron sidles up to Hamish and is like, Hamish, you staying around? Having some drinks?
Aye, Saffron, you know me. You joining?
That's
the spirit,
not today, but if you could do me a favor.
What's that?
If you hear anything about artificial body out on the run.
An artificial body again. All right. Yeah, sure. Fine. Fine. I'll ask about the artificial body again. You know, it's an awkward thing to slip into a conversation.
Yeah, you don't need to slip it in, but you might hear something.
Leave it with me, pal.
So whoever is watching this adventures for the first time would assume that Saffron, who is in a strange body at the moment, is looking for a replacement body for themselves. But no. So
my current body is pretty fun.
How does Saffron look like at the moment?
Right now, Saffron is a cybernetic prairie dog with extensible arms and legs and eyes that shoot laser beams. So Saffron is increasingly, content with their body situation. The artificial body is. I had found one that I was going to use for a ritual to bring back Mother, and then someone let an Ultra take possession of it and run away.
Yes. And then there's the fourth member of our party, last but not least, Azure D. Abe, can you tell us how Azure looks like?
Yeah, Azure is, is a little bit above average height. She used to be very stylish, sort of mid-century modern traverser of the Ultraviolet Grasslands, but she got poisoned at one point by some eggs that she was eating. And they got corrupted, and now she's sort of like mutating, becoming like her body's mutating. She's become like a lot stronger. She's gone from being like a Twiggy to more of like a Linda Hamilton in Terminator. And so she used to have all this really stylish gear and this big teardrop shaped face mask. And that's the only thing that survived is the teardrop shaped face mask. The rest, she's got basically she's got this kind of cobbled together sort of Road Warrior-esque armor now that she wears. And, I mean, she's not very happy about it, but what are you going to do? So she would prefer to be her former life self. She actually put she slowed the process so she didn't become like an Akira type mutant at some point. So she's still gaining, she's still getting gains and being all swole. However, it's at a slower pace than it was before.
Yeah. And Azure seems to be a bit on edge. She seems tense. Like, how do we see her golden amber addiction?
She's basically, she kind of like paces in circles and mutters to herself. The golden amber is the golden amber is starting to take its toll. So she's having like, she's quick to confront people about weird minor stuff now. She used to be pretty mellow and easygoing, but ever since she's got hooked on the golden amber, she is not. She's not been her normal self. While most people are sleeping, she's usually doing push-ups. So she stays up for days on end in the classic, speed freak kind of mode.
Cool. So it seems as if Nida and maybe Saffron, Austin's and Umberto want to go on a recon mission. Azure, would you join them, or would you rather carouse with Hamish and the villagers? Abe, would you like to carouse or join the recon mission?
I'm sorry. If I carouse, I get to is that where you do XP leveling up stuff, where you get XP for it? I forget.
Yeah, you can. You can get, you get XP anyway, and also something terrible or something great or something in between can happen.
Right. And then the other option is recon with night.
Yeah, or you can, you can still do whatever you want. You can walk around the island, just stay in the village and enjoy yourself without carousing. Maybe you come up with a scheme to kick off the Golden Ember.
Well, what's her name from last week was going to help me with that, but she's not around for a while, right?
Yeah, she disappeared.
All right. Well, that sucks.
You can ask Icing Matilda, the other witch, the village witch.
Right.
Maybe
yeah, I'll do that. I got to get on top of this whole like being a meth head thing.
Mhm.
It wasn't a good life choice on Azure's part.
Yes. All right. So let's start with Nida, Saffron, Umberto, and Austin's. So you get in a canoe. Where do you want to go? If you look at the map.
What do you
The
think,
map.
Saffron?
Yeah, the map on the map tab in row 200.
Oh, okay.
So Azure's coming with us instead of carousing with Hamish?
No, I'm
Azure-
gonna hang out.
Okay, you're gonna. So it's Saffron, Austin's, Umberto, and myself on this recon mission.
Mhm.
All right.
So the spots where they were indicating that maybe there was hints of the caravans was up from Iron Pike,
Well,
or was
and
it
then,
over at Fairy Graves?
if we go to the session, the updated session map from last time, did you paste that into the Black City Gauntlet vlog spot? There we go.
Yeah, there was Sky River,
Yeah,
Gravel
it seemed like
River,
there was some.
Tallgrass area,
Yeah, there were
or
adjustments on this
Wine
map.
River.
Back in a second, guys. Just talk about yourself.
Sounds good.
So, what do you think? You want to check out Gallgrass first, or do you think you want to check out Wine River, the Chillan Woods?
It's about the same distance, but it's maybe.
I mean, I think we'd have better odds carousing from or scouting from canoes with Gallgrass.
That's kind of my gut feeling too.
I mean, there's more hexes that are adjacent to it as opposed to
Yeah.
Chillan Woods.
Chilling Woods, we would probably have to go up the river, which
Yeah.
is less nice.
What does the X on Teal River mean?
Good question. It's either a
Abe, do you remember from last
don't
time?
go here.
The X on. Hold on, let me go to the map.
On Teal River.
I'll link the actual updated image because it's not in the map tab.
Yeah, it's on the Slack.
Oh,
It's-
hold on.
I pasted it in the StreamYard chat, but I could also. Oh, yeah. I forgot that Horst put it in the Slack channel too.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what was happening with that area. Sorry.
So there is this road also. Maybe that has something to do with the crossing there on the road, or
The X made me wonder if maybe the bridge was out, because
Yeah.
I know on where was it, the Red River, the bridge was out and we had to repair it to get there.
yeah. But if we're going by canoe to investigate, then it doesn't matter.
I think Gallgrass might.
We can start Belgrass and go from there.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me leery about it is the those hills that are indicated on the map. I wish this map had a legend so I know what that upside down half moon means.
It probably means something fun that we will discover when we get there.
Probably.
I mean,
you can sail down the Sky River to get closer to the Gallgrass.
You might be able to do that.
we could ask before we go in case anyone
Yeah.
knows what the heck is going on the map here.
Yeah. So, Horst, is there a legend for this map?
Which one?
Either, but like we're looking at the X, that circled X at the Teal River, and wondering what that means, and wondering
Yeah.
what the upside down half moon means at Gall Grass.
So Matilda, after you brought the battery back, was very thankful, obviously, and she marked these places on the map. So Matilda is she has this white hair, very like intense eyes, like white eyes, very dramatic personality. I mean, and she says, "So, what do you want to know?"
I mean, it'd be nice to know. I mean, you've made these marks on the map. What do they mean? I mean, what does the circled X mean? What does this upside down half moon mean?
The upside down half moon. You mean west to the Sky River?
Yes. Over those hills?
Well, this would be the Vicar's Ear. Let me see. Yeah, I have to familiarize myself. Give me a second. Control F. Great. She says it's a construction at the Vicar's Beach. I mean, we don't go there that often, but it is, we call it the Vicar's Ear, and we only know that like a long ago culture built it. Let's see. It's eerie cemented shapes in multicolored gravel dunes, and inside we assume there's something. There's always movement, like weird foam crabs and stuff. But I didn't indicate that area at all. I mean, you can go there if you want, but
Okay, so what does the circled X on the map mean then?
the circled X on the map is the copper hulls, as you asked me for spiritually charged places. That is what I pointed out.
Okay. And then what about the Cholon Woods?
Well, the Cholon Woods was an area for Kuzui because she's looking for these sigils, and there's like a ghostly spiritual presence in the Cholon Woods.
I see. So basically, none of these things that you've jotted on the map have anything to do with the missing caravans?
That is not true, because the purple folk settlers, they are supposed to settle down at the Gall Grass, which is west to the Vicar's Beach.
So, if I remember correctly, the purple landers are going to be supposedly up near the Gall
Yes.
Grass, and the red landers, the green landers, sorry, were traveling towards Red Bear, and their route took them by the Jade Bower up. So they're going to the southwest corner, whereas the Greenlanders are going to the northwest.
Yes, the last time. Well, this is what you remember from the talks. Is the last time the Greenlander traders were seen was at the Jade Barbab crossing over the Rusty Bridge to
And
the
heading
north.
north, correct?
And heading north.
So they're heading toward the Wine River.
Yes.
Why? Where is their ultimate destination?
Well, their ultimate destination was the Black City. They wanted to travel
I
west.
see. So they've abandoned going towards the Red Bear. Then the Red Bear is not really relevant anymore.
No, that was just a
Cool.
step on there.
Sorry, yeah, because I was just like, I am not understanding this route that they are taking to the Red Bear. Cool. Sorry, just to keep it clear in my head where we need to go and stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, where you need to go is a bar.
Well, yeah, but I'm imagining that you guys are going to go scout out one of these locations, and then once I'm done drinking, we're going to crew up and do what we need to do.
Are you ever done drinking?
I mean, I could take a break, lad. Last.
Actually, you guys, part of the caravan now is a barrel of vampire wine that you can definitely check out.
When did we pick that up?
Last session, that was in that was with Henk van Staal, part of the goods that they transported.
We didn't happen to retrieve their vehicle, did we?
No, the vehicle was still there, but he wouldn't abandon a barrel of vampire wine.
The only drink that drinks you.
So, what's the plan?
I guess Saffron, Austin's, and Berto and I are getting on canoes to go scout Gall Grass.
Okay.
The best first place to check.
Okay, so you're crossing the lake north.
Yeah.
Okay. So we see the canoe leaving the shore, and because it's you are always in the in line of sight to the near moon to the south, and because of the near moon, the weather around the Three Sticks Lake is really strange. Especially the water is behaving erratically. There are these flash floods or gigantic waves all of a sudden. Also, the whole area is much more clouded. There's some kind of electric smog that sometimes hovers over the lake, and it's much colder than in the areas to the south as well. So I would assume that you probably left the Iron Pike somewhere in the morning, so it's still dark. There's still this the purple haze in the air, or would you wait till noon when you have better sight?
I'm thinking morning, just to get out on the water.
Yeah.
Just to get started. Does that make sense to you?
It's gonna take a bit to get there, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So from the trip to the ferry graves that crossing the river takes almost a day.
We have Swift Stab with us, right?
We have what?
Do we have Swift Stab? Do we have Swift Stab with us as a guide?
No, one canoe fits 4 people, and so unless you want to leave someone behind,
Or take 2 canoes.
I'll take 2 canoes.
Yeah, I was figuring we'd be like 2 or 3 to a canoe anyway.
Okay.
What do you think, Chris?
Swift Step is like the second in command.
He's very knifey, but he's nice.
Saffron is just kind of going with it. Like
Is indifferent.
Saffron was kind of indifferent about the whole rescue the caravans thing, but now that we're here and doing it, it's like, okay, let's just get it done.
All right, let's. So, do you take 2 canoes and Swift Stab with you?
Yeah, I think so. We'll have Austin's in one canoe and me in another.
Okay.
That way we can scout. We can do like twice the reconnoitering.
So just for shits and giggles, we never know what random rolls we get. Neither, who's in your canoe?
Saffron, you want to be in my canoe, or do you want Umberto? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So I guess Saffron and maybe Swift Stab, and then Umberto and Austin's in the other.
Mm-hmm.
I probably trust you more to not capsize the canoe on our way over.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see what happens to the PC canoe. Wow. Flash flood. So all of a sudden, like it starts to rain almost immediately after you left the shore, and the water is cold, and the lake is definitely like it's wavy. There's a storm brewing, and then from one second of the other, there is this surf that is washing over the canoe. And how do you react to it? So it's not capsizing or anything, but you feel that the canoe is rising and the water is rushing over you.
Turn it into the direction of the water.
Mm-hmm. So I do need you all to make a strength check to see if you are washed out of the canoe. Do I need to link you to the dice roller? Central Eternal Eft?
I got it. Chris, do you want to roll first?
Yeah, I'm just thinking whether I... All right, no, I didn't end up putting any of my strength is decent at least now. I didn't end up putting any of my groups on strength this time. So
don't I still have another group to put on there because of leveling? Forced.
I think so. Let's see. Groups.
Well, I say my strength is decent, but then I rolled a 19.
That's the beauty of D20. The Deft has 3 groups at level 3.
And at level 4?
Also still 3 groups.
Okay.
So what's happening is Saffron, I think it is still because, I mean, you got used to your body to a certain degree, but every completely new experience, like traveling in a canoe, being shaken by gigantic waves, catches you off guard a little bit. And you feel that your metal body is definitely wanting to sink fast. It's not a body that is built to swim. What is Nida doing?
I can extend my limbs up and try to get them out of the water.
Yes, that is actually true. You have extendable limbs.
Yeah, grab onto the canoe.
But let's see if you also have to get Nida out of the water.
True.
How was the roll? Pocket is not. I mean, you're muted. Maybe you're saying something. I don't know.
Sorry about that. That was 17 over 11.
So you're also in the water. So as Saffron mentioned, so Saffron is sinking fast, you actually pass Nida, who's also falling out of the water. But you're extending your limbs, Saffron, is what I get.
Yeah, I think maybe like initial knee-jerk reaction would be, oh shit, I went overboard, and then just go and try to like grab onto the canoe.
And so you can actually grab to the canoe, no problem. You have these weird extensible legs, and hands, obviously arms, and you can see Nida, like she's underwater and entangled in her cloak, and how do you react to being underwater? Is it like, I would imagine as a yellow lander, that this is like a new experience. You probably even can't swim.
Well, I'm also a survivor. So it's probably one of those things that I have picked up along the way. I'm probably not going to be competing in swimming, but I can swim well enough to not drown. So
but at the moment, yeah. At the moment, the problem is that all your weapons and your big cloak is weighing you down. But you do see, that you're passing Saffron, seems to be able to cling to the boat.
I'm going to try to grab for Saffron in that case.
And I don't think that there's any rolling. How does Saffron react?
My arms are extended out to the canoe, and then I like extend a leg down out to Nida.
to grab Nida? Oh, cool.
Here, grandma.
We're going full Inspector Prairie Dog right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Saffron, you managed to get hold of Nida, and you can obviously revert the extension of your limbs, and by that drag yourself up onto the boat.
Sure.
And the both of you are wet. Probably like underwater, it was really, really cold. But you could have also, I think, Saffron probably. You have seen something really weird underwater, because the water is relatively clear, and there were lights underwater. So far, far underwater, there was some lights, and out of character, it looked almost like the illumination of some kind of airstrip. That is nothing that Saffron would obviously associate with this parallel lines in some really big kind of construction on the seabed. And you're in the water, heaving probably, and wet and cold, and Swift Step is helping Nida get onto the boat. I thought I would lose you both.
Not so easy to get rid of us.
All right, and then how does Nida react? Do you react?
I grimace at the idea of being killed by water, something that pedestrian and boring. And I thank Swift Stab for helping me onto the boat.
All right, so just to see what Hamish is doing back on the Iron Pike. So the carousing at the with the villagers. Let's see. I think you have to spend some of your hard-earned money. A hero spends D6 times 50 on a week of solid feasting and gains that many XP.
Okay.
Yes.
A D6, did you say? I will roll the D6. That is.
It seems to be a bargain for a week of partying. And Abe, Azure is definitely not taking part in the festivities.
Yeah, I think finding a solution for my drug addiction is going to be less fun. So let's go and party.
All right. So I think, like, given that this is a former hippie wizard commune, I think the most appropriate place for a party. What do you think? Would it be like a mushroom house? Would it be the top of a wizard tower?
It's the top of a wizard tower of a wizard mushroom.
Obviously.
Yeah, on like a big, like like it's got like a side toadstool kind of thing that's been turned into like a big veranda,
Nice.
like a big terrace kind of stuff.
Cool.
And there's an open fire in the middle and things like that.
So the villagers, you can buy for the 150. Let's see, what would they have? They definitely have like mushrooms to consume. They do have some kind of very cheap alcohol. I mean, they will bring fish to eat. That is all part of the 150.
Oh yeah, sure.
Coins.
I mean, I'm definitely trying a bit of everything. Like wherever the social flow takes Hamish in terms of, hey man, do you want to do this? Yeah, why not? Like,
and it's actually really a delirious a couple of days. We need to see how quick Nida and Saffron return, but it's definitely at least 2 days of partying where the days blend into the night, and there's people playing music, and there's several campfires, and people walk from campfire to campfire. But let's make a D20 roll and add your charisma modifier, or subtract.
Well, I rolled a 7. My charisma is, I don't think I actually have any modifiers to my charisma.
Okay.
Am I trying to roll under or above? I can't remember. Sorry.
Well, you just want to roll. It's a number. So 7 is days-long drinking session ends with mammoth headache.
So exactly in keeping with what we've just described.
So your current wisdom is minus D4. You would have to roll that.
Okay.
And when you wake up,
1d4 off my 1, so I'm now at a 14 on wisdom. No, an 8 on wisdom.
Oops.
Cool.
But when you wake up, so first of all, you get the 150 XP, obviously. And then secondly, you wake up with, you're lying on some kind of, almost like a canister, maybe, some metal container. And it is in the shape of, Jesus, man. What is it? Like let's say a can of Coke or something. But it can be open.
Big enough that it's like comfortable to lie on top of, kind of thing.
Well, not really.
Well, not comfortable, but like not kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Hamish like, what's this then? And like, and then he's going to open it if it can be opened.
It can be opened, and inside is a scroll. And I need you to make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12.
Maybe I found another body for Saffron.
I need you to roll a d20.
Okay, that is a 14.
9, 10, 11, 13, 14. It is a map, not dissimilar to the one that you got. And if you look at the map on page on the map tab, east of the Red River, where there's this triangle, there's an X on it, and it says obsidian knives, and below it says weapons worth 500 per sec.
Obsidian knives, weapons worth 500. All right. I mean, we're not hurting for money, but maybe these weapons are something worth having. Does, as I stumble back through the last couple of days of memories, all the people that I have met and the drinks that I've bought and been bought, and I always seem to come up on the good side of that bargain. Does anyone have anything to say about the Greenlanders or the Purple Landers, or the monsters that are attacking near the lake?
Well,
I remember an artificial body.
Yes. So on two of these, they say something. They don't mention the Purple Landers. They haven't passed through. Neither have the traders.
The Greenlanders and the Purple Landers haven't really passed through them.
No.
Okay.
But they do keep mentioning the cold worms, as they call them, or sometimes they call them the water people. And they say that they are the plight of the land, that without them, maybe there would be a chance of flourishing. But every time we're sending fisher boats out, we need to be careful. Well, there's a good chance that the fishermen don't return.
And I hear there's one of those at High Horse Step. Is that right? Is that where they're coming from?
No. They're coming from under the water.
Under the water? Well, that's a bit tricky, isn't it? Under the water and everything. But
not if you can breathe underwater.
I've never tried. Some people do say that I drink like a fish, so maybe I breathe like one too.
The people around you laugh. Our kind of hero.
And I suppose the artificial body.
Well, I mean, this is a bit more tricky. Make a charisma check to see if you're lucky. It's like a luck roll.
It's a 3, so probably not.
Well, 3 is under your charisma, I assume. You have to roll under.
Yeah. I've not, I've forgotten which ones go which ways.
I know. Whitehawk is apparently the most complicated system on the gauntlet. You have to roll under. I mean, it's crazy.
Is it always under?
No.
Yeah, that's why it's complicated.
It's true. Because we run it with UVG, and then sometimes you have to roll high.
Yeah.
So, I think in the second night, shortly before you pass out, actually Matilda joins you. And it's probably the moment, after that conversation, you got knocked out because she has like a ridiculously small black pipe, and she puts something inside.
Oh yeah, we're definitely sat on top of that cylinder, smoking that pipe, and Hamish is just going to be at the end of the conversation, just go like, "I'll catch up with you."
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
And she says, "Yeah, I was wondering why they let Soba possess the body. while Saffron really, really wants it. But hey, I've heard about. Let's see. Where it is. Give me a second.
No worries.
I heard about a coffin, and inside the coffin there is what you would probably call a machine human.
All right, that sounds promising. Where's this coffin then?
Well, I've heard it's under the Vickers Beach.
Vickers Beach, right? Okay, well, Saffron will be really interested to hear that. Now, come on, stop bogarting that pipe and pass it over.
And she does grin and pass it over to you. And you can see that after she takes a hit, she also curls up and sleeps.
Nice.
Okay, and I think we see a montage of Azure. What is your like? Is it like in Train Spotting with a bucket of water, and or how does your regime look like?
My carousing regime?
No, not your carousing. Your abstinence, or what is it called? Your rehabilitation.
Okay. I was gonna go carousing with go carousing myself instead of detoxing.
Okay. It's your character. You do what's best for your character, and sometimes it's kicking off drugs, and
I
sometimes
changed my mind.
taking drugs. Awesome. So you also have to roll a d6 times 50, I think it was.
Times 50?
D6 times 50 is the money you spend and the XP you get.
Okay. Roll for your party's a little slow today. 4. So that's 200.
200 XP, 200.
4 times
and, I mean, obviously, you invest in Hamish Party, I guess. So it's the same thing. It's on top of the mushroom wizard tower with a nice terrace or balcony. There's what do you contribute to the party? What do you buy for the villagers?
Let's see. So Hamish covered some food and drink, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And drugs.
I am going to introduce some innocent people to Golden Amber. Say, hey, who wants some? Because I still have some. I'm a little bit more hard-edged in the partying category, so like the harder shit, the harder drugs. Wood grain alcohol, the shit that makes you go blind sometimes if you're not made of sturdy stuff. Really just like, taking it to the next level of depravity.
Cool. And I think Vigo is also playing the flute, making some kind of psychedelic hippie music in the background. And yeah, let's see how your partying goes. So roll a d20 and add or subtract your charisma modifier.
10. I don't think I have. My charisma is 11. I don't have a modifier, do I?
No.
Okay. So yeah, 10.
So, holy shit! This takes a dark turn.
What? Nice. Well, yeah, it sounded like I was going there. So awesome.
So during the party. You don't really know how it happened. But you end up on one of the canoes on the lake with another member of the village, and it's a lady called Berber, and Berber challenges you to a drinking match, like a drinking duel. So there's this. The alcohol that you bought that makes you blind is in a barrel between the two of you. There's like a aluminum cup between you, and it's a little bit like in the Indiana Jones movie where you have to drink, and I mean, you are super drunk. Everything is moving, obviously on the lake, but and 1 second you blink, and the other second Berber is gone. And when you return, drunken as you are, people inquire about where Berber is. She left with you, didn't she?
I don't know.
I remember the next thing you're aware of. You are in chains in one of these bunkers, and a cell door closes.
Whoops. So what? Wait. So I'm getting dinged for her drinking too much?
Well, they blame you for her death.
Did she die?
Well, she disappeared from the boat.
Right. So they just jump into conclusions?
Yeah, that is the conclusion, is that she died. Well, here it says you are in stocks for D4 weeks for being a nuisance. So roll a D4. Roll a D4 to see how long they, want to keep you captive.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right.
So can I try to roll my bend bars? See if I can.
Oh, what you actually can do is because now you are stressed out. You are in a confined space.
Yeah.
I don't know what. You don't have your drugs on you, and you feel like your body reacting to the stress. So make a saving throw to see if you get another, another phase of your mutation.
Okay, and then is that what am I rolling for? D20?
It's a D20, and it says ST on your character sheet.
Oh, okay, cool, got it.
Equal or under, or is it just under?
Nope, missed it by a mile.
Okay, so.
Oh wait, it's over or under? Sorry, is it over or under?
It's under.
Yeah, no, I missed it.
Unlike BX. So this last phase of your mutation is now it is getting ridiculous. So we're getting into Bruce Banner turning into Hulk phase of your mutation. So the first thing that happens is the shackles, they just pop and fly around. Your clothes, just like when Hulk mutates, your clothes get ripped. Obviously, for some reason, your shorts they always stay.
My shirt's in shreds, but still, decorum still reigns.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's this muscular flesh everywhere, and it's moving, and it's you feel an incredible strength.
What would
Rushing
strength be now, just for bookkeeping purposes?
You can decide yourself if you want to put the point or into strength or constitution, whatever
Oh,
fits.
it's at 1 point. Hold on a
Mhm.
second. Let me look. I'll do strength. It's higher. I mean, my con is higher, so now they're tied. Okay.
Cool.
So, all right. So, can I rage out and break out and go on a rampage?
Well, you can definitely. I think it makes sense that you can break the cell door. Whether or not you go on a rampage is your decision.
Yes. I like the idea of like some super leaps and some smashing of buildings and things like that. Building? Or am I not there yet?
Well, you're not there yet. You can't smash buildings, but you can definitely kick in doors and smash in windows and stuff.
All right. So that's what I'll do. I'll just bust out of the jail cell and walk up to the sheriff or whoever, and it's like I look him dead in the eye and I kind of poke him in the chest and I say, "Try and stop me." And then I walk out and I kick the door off the hinges and just like head out down the street.
Yeah, I mean the villagers are gathering with spears and pitchforks, and they want to throw you out. Get out of here, you freak! What do you do? Hamish, you wake up. You just found your map. You're high over the city. Well, actually, you can see on the other side, which is pretty weird. If you look up, you can see Azure talking to the villagers. They're shouting.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Has she gone and done now? And she got bigger. Hamish limbers up, knowing grabs like a cup of water or something that's like on the side, just like left over at this party, throws it in his face to wake himself up a bit, and starts jogging to making his way towards this affair, because he's got to have as his back, right?
So Azure, you can. What do you do? So the villagers have, grabbed some pitchforks and spears and stuff, and they're grouped together. They're pretty scared, it looks like, but they're willing to kick you out.
All right. So so are there any like kind of tall buildings around?
Yeah, there's definitely the tall building that Hamish is on. Actually, when you look up, you can see Hamish, putting a glass of water in his face and climbing down.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but if you were going to leap across, then you can certainly do it before.
I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that level of jumping yet. I think when I get to like strength 30 or something, maybe. But
yeah,
now
that's fair.
I think now I've gone from Linda Hamilton to China, as somebody had mentioned. So, all right. Well, I think I'm withdrawing from the golden amber, and I have a natural roid rage already built into this transformation. So I'm going to start wading into the villagers and kicking ass.
All right. So we get into a group fight. I would say, let me think. How do we? I mean, realistically, the 15 or so villagers, they won't get their ass kicked. I don't think we.
15, huh?
Yeah. But that shouldn't stop you from trying. It's just really unlikely that you would win that fight.
All right. So how about this? I will. I'll tell them. Look, I'll leave if your strongest warrior defeats me in combat.
All right.
If not, you're stuck with me until I want to leave.
So, what's the boss called? Hold on a second. It's Broadgrin the Sinewy.
You beat him once already? Was it, or was that another guy?
No, that's no, you. I think you beat Swift Step, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
And he was the sheriff, so to speak, that you were insulting.
Right.
And see, he says, well, first you killed Berber. Then you destroy property. And now you want to, you know, you want to settle this with a fight. It will be a fight to the death.
Who's saying that? One of the farmers?
No, that's Broadgrin, and he's grinning.
You think it's funny? You think this is funny? You think I'm coming in over here putting on a comedy show? It's like I'm some sort of mime troupe? Let's go. Let's put your money where your mouth is.
All right.
Like go into like a combat, like an MMA combat stance.
Okay, this is an important fight, obviously, but we want to see what Nida and Saffron are up to.
Sounds good.
So you arrive on the beach. I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to get on the beach or probably survey the area first?
I want to try to survey the area, and I'm thinking Austin's would want to do the same. Survey it first from the canoes while we're out on the water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's like if anything's going to attack us at range with arrows, I want to make sure that we're far enough away to minimize the risk of getting hit because, well, we have long distance scopes. We can survey pretty much any area from a distance as long as, you know, there's no obstacles in the way.
Would you like to roll a d10, please?
Clean some of this up. Rolling d10. That is a 9.
Is a 9. All right, interesting. Let's see. And then let's go to the gold grass. What do you see? So from where you are, you can see the Sky River, and there's so the to the west of you, the shoreline rises to you know, to form cliffs eventually. And you can see between two cliffs where the Sky River, what's it called, like ends up in the lake. You can see high up like a crazy bridge without any kind of rails, seemingly floating in the sky. Then you see like, let's see, well, probably dominating the whole scenery is slightly to the east. There are these incredibly tall vibrating, how would you call it, like towers, I would say. There must be I don't know, hundreds of meters high, like 200 meter. And let's see. Yeah, they're on the cliffs, slightly to the east from where you are. And then there's a lot going on here. You do see on the beach itself What Matilda has described before. So something, whatever it is, has formed a pretty big sculpture out of. It looks like cement in different shapes, and you think you spotted through your scope like a door leading inside. And then the last thing that you see is there is not on the beach, but like higher on the. So there's the beach. There's the cliffs to the east and the cliffs to the west, and then also the land is rising, and like there's hills. There's like forests to the west, and you can see on a what looks like a street, or like not a street, a road. There is some kind of vehicle that is chugging along, and it looks pretty big. So it looks like it's definitely a walker. It's the size of a truck. It's the size of your biggest truck, and it also looks from where you're at pretty like jury rigged, like rigged together from weird parts. So that's what you see.
What do you think, Saffron?
Weird walker is maybe a little concerning if we think the caravan is around here.
Yeah, but
it doesn't seem
it's very
obvious.
I mean,
yeah, seems weird, I guess.
It is weird. It's absolutely weird.
But yeah, no real signs of caravan.
Nope.
In theory, like the walker, like in theory, it could
be involved.
It could be the Purple Folk settlers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big enough to be like a walking village almost.
Okay. Yeah. And it's going direction-wise. Here's Vickers. It's going like towards Vickers Beach on the road northeast.
It's more moving west
and down
in the direction of the Sky Bridge. So it's moving from east to west. Is that true? Yes.
Moving towards Long.
Sorry. No, I'm. You're right. I was a bit off. So you are. Yeah, it's moving towards the. It's moving towards the Gravel River, actually.
Okay.
It has passed the Sky Bridge.
So where is the Sky Bridge? Is that the bridge over the Teal River, or is that the bridge over the Sky River?
It's the bridge of the Sky River. Yeah, I've mixed up, I think, two maps. Yeah, you are let's say south of the Sky River. You see these weird forms, cemented forms to your west. You see the where the hand is. There's this gigantic 3 tower-like structures.
Mm-hmm.
And then the VEC or whatever it is north of Vickers Beach.
Okay. Is there anything about that walker that makes it seem like a threat? Do we see weapons poking out or anything obvious, like cannon or any obvious self-defense mechanisms?
You're really far away. I think this is a wisdom check to spot like the the nuances.
D20 or?
Yes, it's a D20, equal or under your wisdom, and I think any groups that are relevant would apply.
Okay.
So
I mean,
in your,
Yellowlander does seem to indicate
yeah,
that. All right, so
yeah, you're looking for threats, and that is what a survivor would do.
So I rolled a 17 with the first one. So let me see what the reroll gets me. 11, and I believe my wisdom is 11.
That is a critical success.
My wisdom is actually 10.
Oh no, then it's a failure, but not critical. Let's just finish the scene with Nida and Saffron. So Nida, you can obviously you focus on the weird vehicle. You don't see any obvious weapons, so it doesn't look particularly threatening.
Maybe then it's worth trying to get closer.
I think so. Does Austin see anything through his scope?
Let's see. Make a luck check, which 6 is a success, 4 and 5 it's a mixed, and it's a 2. So no, I don't think that they are a threat at all.
All right. So do I need to roll still, or did you actually already do the roll?
Yeah, I did. I made the roll.
Okay. You know, what the hell? Why not get closer?
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting out of this death trap of a boat for a bit either. So,
Right?
Yeah, you're both obviously soaked to the core. I mean, it's for Saffron, it's probably less worse because you're in a cybernetic body, but neither you are actually cold. You're freezing.
I think I threatened to dry Nida off using my laser eyes a few times on the trip over.
What does Nida say?
Can you control the intensity?
Want to find out?
I'll hold up a corner, like the bottom corner of the cloak, like out over the water, and say, "Here, aim at this."
I think probably what happens is I just burn a hole. And the actual answer is if I wanted to do something more controlled with this, it would involve mechanical flame. My actual ritual to control.
So Nida, you do see that there's like a smoke rising from your cloak.
I sigh. Well,
that part's dry now.
I mean, in the sense that part no longer exists, yes. But we learned something today. That's the important thing. We learned that you shouldn't try to dry people's clothes with your eyes.
Unless I also want to make holes in them.
Like I said, you shouldn't try to dry people's clothes with your eyes because you will make holes in them.
Okay.
So on the beach, when you're on the beach, you can hear the churning of a big machine, which comes from these cement sculptures. Like the whole area, these sculptures that are described as colorful and oddly shaped. It's a whole area, and you can see that there's something moving inside of the area. It sounds like a big machine that is it's like metal over stone, like scraping. and you can faintly hear the walker that also makes a hell of a noise. And then there's also this weird vibrating sound from the east where the 3 sticks are. So what do you do? I think your intention was to get closer to the walker.
Right. And at least at the outset, I want to try to do this without them noticing us.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get a better look at what the heck this thing is and see if I can see any defensive systems on it at a closer range.
Mm-hmm. So Umberto is joining you. Austin's and Swift Step stay back. So you want to, and Saffron, you also want to be like sneaky?
I'm decent at being. Actually, maybe I'm not decent at being sneaky. I have a dex of 6.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. Do you want to stay behind or?
I'll stay behind.
Mm-hmm. And neither you pass when you pass. You're trying to be sneaky, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
When you pass these landscape of sculpture, let's call it like this, you can peek through the columns and you can see that there are like empty out areas within this landscape. And there is what looks like an autovac that has like a bulldozer, what is it called, a shovel in front, and that was the scraping sound you hear. It moves the gravel towards one of the sculptures, trying to melt the whole thing and reshape it. But it doesn't seem that there's no, like, it's an autovac, so there's nobody operating the thing.
And what about that walker?
Mm-hmm. So you move away from this landscape of sculptures, and you rush up the hill. And let's see. So you pass a couple of spine trees. You do see like weird agglomerations of boulders that are I don't know, like put together by someone. It looks to be purposeful, maybe by the autovac, who knows. And if you really want to be not seen, to be sure that you're not seen, and you want to get close to the walker, I think you would have to make a successful dex save.
Okay.
Now that you're closer, you can see that there are people actually on the walker.
Alrighty, Dex. This definitely seems like something. Considering I'm doing this for the Legion of the Far Side, I think that applies, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
All right, so I will clear these dice and roll 2d20. Let's see what we get. There is 10 under 11.
Nice. So you can get pretty close, actually. So, like, you can hide behind one of these trees and boulders. You can, move from one obstacle to the other, and get closer and closer. And let's see. So, what gives away? Where are they? That this is that the people on the walker are slightly paranoid.
Hmm.
Like, is it that they all have glasses looking out?
It's a little more than that. You know those viewers that you can find at pretty much any tourist trap, like at Niagara Falls or a place like
Mhm.
that allow you
Yeah.
to like put a coin in and then get
Yeah.
a zoomed in view of something? Those are
Mhm.
scattered all over the walker on like every edge
Nice.
in every
They're
direction.
bolted on. Cool. You can also see that they are really well, that they're almost like preppers, like they have canisters of water and they have, I don't know, like logs bolted to the vehicle. The whole thing is in camouflage paint. But they don't, with all the paranoia and all the prepper aesthetics, you still don't see weapons. In fact, you see on parts of the walker two children playing. There is like a line of clothes hanging. It does look rather, the kids that are playing are Rainbow Landers. They are not dog folk. Like the purple Landers, they would have dog heads.
All right, I'm going to shoulder my rifle and I'm going to come out from cover with my hands raised and yell, "Hello, the walker!"
And then there's immediately there's like an air raid siren. The kids hide. The washing line is pulled inside. There's like shutters being pulled over the windows. And three villagers in helmets and old muskets poke their heads out. Who's there?
My name is Nida. I'm a member of the Legion of the Farsight. I'm investigating some disappeared purple landers in the area.
The walker stops, and
I'm keeping my hands out at my sides where they can see, like, my hands are open, they're empty.
mm-hmm.
They're going to be able to pull the trigger before I can reach a weapon.
Mm-hmm. So throw your guns on the ground.
I kind of laugh, and basically what you see is a montage of just gun after gun after gun after gun hitting the floor, hitting the ground, clanking on top of each other, like throwing knives, grenades, just munitions, spare ammunition, handheld explosives.
And I think the person who's approaching you is actually deeply impressed by the amount of preparation. So it's an older woman holding the musket, but actually holding it in her left arm, extending her arm, and she says, "I'm Zuzu. Why are you armed to the teeth?"
Because when I find people such as yourselves, talking is sufficient. And there are other people I've met where talking is not sufficient.
I understand. And you said you're from the Legion?
Legion of the Farsight, yes. I have another Legionnaire back by the boats. I came in by myself just to make sure things were safe here.
Well, we can't stay here. The cold worms will come as soon as night falls, and we are on a vital trading mission. So you either join us or we have to say goodbye.
You say Vomes?
Yes, the water people.
You aren't really equipped to defend yourselves very much, are you?
Well, we're like a turtle. Like once we retrieve into our shell, you know, they can come and gnaw and knock, but we won't let them in.
May we come with you? There's 4 more. We might be able to help each other.
I trust the Legion. Get your friends, and we'll wait for you.
I'll just whistle really, really loudly. And Austin should know what that means.
Yeah, Austin turns to you, Saffron. I think Nida wants us to get to her. Shall we leave the boats behind? Well, we have no other chance.
We can make sure they're thoroughly up on the beach because I know the tides are weird with the near moon, so we don't want to lose them. But
Swift step.
We can drag them up a ways and then head in.
Yeah, Swift step says, "I really hate to leave the boats behind. You sure we should go?"
I generally trust Nida's calls.
All right. So while Saffron and Austin's and Swift Step climb the hills to the road, we turn back to a gritty scene of for some reason the villagers have made a circle out of torches, and there's this low, slow drum beat that indicates a battle of death. Hamish, you have arrived obviously to the scene.
Whoa! Fire shotgun in the air. What's going on here?
Guys, I have pretty
We're all friends. Come on, I'll buy you all a drink.
I have pretty bad lag. Let's see. What can I do? I think it was a switch of the camera. This is better.
There we go.
That should help.
All right then. So everybody freezes and turns to you, Hamish. What do you say?
Let her go. What's this all kicking off about, eh? We're all friends a few minutes ago. We can all be friends again, yeah?
She threatened to kick our asses. She killed Berber.
Well,
I didn't kill anybody. I didn't kill anybody.
Well, I believe her. She doesn't look like someone who could kill anyone. You know, she's a sweet thing. I mean, a delicate flower, one might say, as he looks her up in a huge size and says, and I'll be honest, if she said that she was going to kick your ass, then why do you want her to do it? Like, you know, leave her alone and she won't.
We'll leave her alone if she leaves the village.
Listen, this is a friend of mine. I'll vouch for her. She's sorted. She'll be good, and we'll be off in a few days anyways. And in the meantime, I offer to buy you all breakfast, lunch, whatever time it is right now.
I mean, make a charisma check. Hamish is a charismatic folk hero, so
I play him as a charismatic folk hero. I'm not actually very charismatic as a character in the mechanics. You know what? I'm going to lean into this, and I'm going to lie and say, how can you possibly take this out on this poor freed slave? You know, the shattered chain and I broke her free of a caravan where they worked her like a dog, and you're here even harassing her just because she looks different. Like, for shame, just so that I can invoke that shattered chain advantage.
And you invoked it beautifully.
Yes, so I will roll these 2 and take the highest, or whatever's the best. I got a 6, so that's beneath my charisma.
That's already good. Maybe you get a critical success with the other one.
That would be a 15.
Oh, okay, so not. So you see a couple of them. Looking sympathetic. Broadgrin actually looks guilty for being accused to be, racist or I don't know, a bigot at least.
Yeah, someone cruel, I suppose.
Cruel,
yeah,
needlessly cruel. And he turns to you, Azure, and he extends a hand. It's really not about how you look. It's that you're an asshole. That's the main thing.
All right, let's put this to rest once and for all. Hey, pal. And I reach out, I grab his hand to shake it, and I try to crush it.
He too.
What's that?
Yeah, he too.
you both do the thing. Yeah.
Yes, we do the thing. Normally, if we had more time, this would be a battle of will again, an auction. But I would say in your state, well, just for shits and giggles, roll under your strength, and I do the same.
On D20?
Mm-hmm. And if we both succeed, then we both crush the other's hand.
Oh, I missed. How could I have missed?
So you actually feel Broadgrin is a big lad, and you do feel, and you actually hear like a crunching sound from your hand, and he grins, and he says, "Well, all right, you can stay in the village at least until your friends are back, but don't cause any trouble."
I kind of massage my hand and give him the fisheye, and then I'm like, all right, fine, but I didn't kill Berber. I don't even remember who the fuck they are.
Well, she's dead now.
Did you find her?
I mean, she hasn't returned, and she was on a boat. No, we haven't found her. Just like the other dozens of people who disappear on the lake every year.
So you didn't actually kill her then, Azure. Thank God for that. I thought that I thought you had something much stronger than just this person disappeared. I can see, but honestly, no.
If there's dozens of people that wind up dead, how are you going to pin that on me?
She was the last. You were the last seed with her. She was drunk. You were drunk.
I'm not in charge of her. If she can't handle her liquor and she wound up, taking a dive out the boat, it's not my problem. I didn't throw her off the boat. I didn't choke her out.
What does she look like, this person? I mean, we've all had a bit too much to drink and gone astray for a little while. But I do have a tendency to, walk down those paths, one might say. And so, if you tell me what she looks like, we could have a look. And I promise you, Azure won't kill her if she finds her.
Well, she describes. They describe her. She has a broken nose, like ash blonde hair.
What was she called again?
Berber. Bur.
Berber. Okay. Missing from this place.
Iron Pike.
Iron Pike. Oh, so she's not from the settlement, even then, because aren't we in the mushroom place?
Yeah, the mushroom place is called Iron Pike.
Oh, I thought the mushroom place was called Jade Baobab, but this is Iron Pike that we're on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been thinking the whole wrong way around entirely. Sweet, we're on Iron Pike. Where we are. Okay. Oh man, is there like a serial killer? Oh, it's probably the it's probably the Cold Vomes, if anything, right? But now I'm like, Azure and Hamish solve crime while everybody else is off adventure.
Adventures of Hamish on his quest to find the murderer. All right, so
Rainbow and Deep
after the folk yes, Sherlock Hamish. After he had de-escalated the situation, let's see. So, what are you up to, Hamish and Azure? So Nida and Saffron don't seem to return. Are you worried at all?
I mean, mostly I've just got a headache, to be honest with you. Sorry.
I'm just saying my hand hurts. That's all.
Yeah. So you didn't kill this person, because I honestly thought that you did kill that person, and we were just pretending. When you said that you didn't remember them, that didn't really reassure me.
Well, I don't remember, but I don't know. How many people have you seen me kill? Oh, wait. How many people have you seen me kill with that?
I mean, fair, but also they are right. You are a bit of an asshole.
It comes with the territory.
So, Hamish and Azure, at that moment, you can see a ferry coming. And it's, so you both recognize it's like a really, really, really big ferry. And it is the ferry from the Jade Baobab. And it's called the Glazed Partridge.
The glazed partridge.
It is.
Lovely. Sounds delicious.
But it is, you know, there's let's see what kind of caravan is on there, just for fun. Maybe you can trade. Give me a second. So it is. Oh, it's actually a patrol. Interesting. And it's so on the ferry. There's an auto wagon that looks suspiciously similar to the bone one that you got, and the bone farmers, the great folk that you've met at the Behemoth Shell. A couple of them in uniform actually leave the ferry, but they keep the auto wagon on the ferry.
Mm-hmm.
They enter the village, and you can see them talk to Matilda and Broadgrin. And Broadgrin points at Azure if she's around still. And if you don't do anything, then they return to the ferry.
I mean, I suppose we could be going to check out. Where did I put this armor? This armor was at Vickers Beach. Would that be? Well, I don't know what reason we would really have. Matilda, who is Matilda again? I'm sorry.
Matilda is the witch. The witch
witch.
that she's like the advisor to Broadgrin, who's the chief.
And Broadgrim's the chief of Iron Pike.
Yes.
Yes. And there's a ferry from Jade Bower up, and I suppose I'll just. I don't know. I don't think I really have anything that I want to say to either of them, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, that is totally cool. So you know that there's the ferry system, and they would go to Red Bear anyways. Red Bear, sorry, at this point.
Yeah. It's I don't want to separate us further from our friends from that, and also they're not going. If they were going to go the ferry straight up there, I'd be like, "Oh, take us with you," but they're not. They're going the opposite direction.
Yes.
Otherwise, I mean, I don't think I have much more I want to get out of Iron Pike, particularly.
Same.
So I think we're at this point. I don't think I'm worried about Saffron and Nida particularly, but you know, in metagamey wise, I would happily head out there just to be together. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What you could do is you could try to get the auto wagons running, and all the ferries they take like the whole route. So they would go to Red Bear first, and then to Skybridge. It would take you a little bit, but then at least the auto. Say it again.
I was asking Hamish. Do you think we'll get there in time?
yeah, that is the question. It's
Like,
how
are
long-
they going to come back as we're going there?
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to avoid. It's a case of like, should we get our own canoes and go up there immediately, or would it be like within reason that we would get the ferry and meet up with them before they set back, kind of stuff, you know? I think maybe we just
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to assume that. Yeah, from a metagame perspective, it is reasonably okay to take the ferry, which is faster than the canoes anyways, and then hope that you don't miss. And then the wagons would be already where you want them to be. Because at the moment the wagons are on the island.
Yes. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Metagamey, no one's bothered about us moving the whole caravan with us to meet you.
Not me.
Cool. Silence will be taken as acceptance every time. Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to Nida and Saffron. So they so this is actually a village. This is a village on a walker. Let's see what I have for information about them. So they say that they're on this vital trading mission, and they're traveling to the Spectrum Palace, and let's just see what kind of wares they have. Let's see. Can somebody please roll a d30? Or maybe a Pocket, could you roll a d30?
I am working on it right now.
Sorry, is that again a 12?
12.
Oh, this is cool. So they have in total 9 sacks of karma dust, and they say that the satraps use that karma dust probably for their rituals. And they need to be there relatively quick. But they will stay the night. So, Chris, what gives away from the inside that this is an actual village?
That the walker literally contains a village. I think like inside, like part of what we thought was like smoke from the walker running. Inside, we like go underneath, and there's like a couple old people with a little fire going, and there's little kids next to them, and they're like doing laundry over this little fire.
And Nyla, give us another like impression from inside the walker. So it's a survivalist. It is described as a survivalist, paranoid, half-nomad village.
It's interesting because they don't have beds per se, they have bed rolls. And the bed rolls indicate there's like little lines, like ropes across them to make sure that no one falls off in their sleep.
Cool. And yeah, so Zuzu, the guard that talked to you, she welcomes Saffron, Austin's, and Umberto inside. And you get your own bunk for the night. The machine stops. They close all the shutters, and they it's a little bit like an atmosphere in a submarine almost. It's very, very crowded. There's like ham hanging from the ceiling and vegetables and so forth. And Zuzu, oh yeah, Chris, you wanted to say something? And Zuzu turns to you, Nida. So, as the part of the Legion, are you trying to get these roads more secure?
That and find out what happened to, well, two missing caravans now. We tracked down the third.
Who's missing?
There's a caravan of Purple Landers and a caravan of Greenlanders.
Oh, we passed like a wreckage maybe 3 days ago at the Boulder Fort. It looks like, I don't know what happened exactly, but there were we didn't see any people, but there were definitely I recognized the symbol of the Cockflower Church on the wagons.
Ugh. That doesn't
I
sound
mean, there were, as I said, we checked the. I mean, we didn't search like for a long time, but there were no people inside the broken down wagons.
And the wagons were broken down or they had crashed?
Well, there were 3 wagons in the water itself, so they definitely crashed. And the other wagons, there were no like animals to drag them, but they were not destroyed in any way.
Interesting.
Where exactly was this? Past them?
Yeah, she points out on the map. The Boulder Fort is on the Wine River, over the Wine River.
Okay. So that might have been the other one, not the one that we're looking for here, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So this trade mission, why is it so vital?
Well, they pay us double if we bring the karma dust in time.
Okay.
Still
Okay.
have 2 weeks, but and I think The next, like, unless you do something, you want to talk to them or socialize with them in any other way. The next morning, there's somebody shouting from above. There's a ferry. And obviously we see the bone wagon and the Redlander truck and the the dwarvish autovac, like slowly moving over the over Vickers Beach. And with yes.
I just realised Vickers Beach is where the body's supposed to be, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So Saffron's actually where the body is, but doesn't know.
That is true.